DJ FM, how are you?
I'm doing great.
All right, so man, tell us about Revolution Raleigh. Tell us what that's all about.
Let me start off by saying I've been part of the electronic music scene in North Carolina for about 15 years. Really, when it was kind of in its infancy is when I started going to electronic events. And electronic events in North Carolina have always been pretty underground, just because top 40 music around here has pretty much dominated for, I'd say, at least the last 2 decades. And now I think what's happening is there's a change in the landscape. I think that for the first time, house music is actually starting to become a part of the mainstream. Like if you listen to David Guetta's collaborations with Flo Rida and Usher and the Black Eyed Peas, I mean, you can just hear that 4/4 beat. There's usually some kind of an uplifting or happy message, not necessarily positive, but something that's just happy to keep a crowd happy. And that's just a very big shift in music. Revolution really came together again because I think the mainstream is starting to really adopt electronic music, at least the mainstream in this country. The rest of the world has enjoyed electronic music for years, but in terms of mainstream appeal, I would say in the last 2 or 3 years the US has really just kind of latched on.
Revolution Raleigh is awesome, man. I'm glad that North Carolina is finally picking up on this new music. You know, there's been a lot of hate towards electronic music because they don't feel it's real music. People try to classify music in their sense, in a narrow sense. You know, they say that music has to have lyrics, or it has to have a message, or it has to have something. And you know, with this kind of music, it's sort of a backdrop for a feeling and an emotion, you know, for dancing, for moving. It's different from rock and roll, it's different from blues, it's different from hip-hop, you know, and people need to understand that music is not one definition. I love classical music for what classical music is, I love rock music for what rock music is, and I love electronic music for what electronic music is. And it's great that people are finally starting to see electronic music for what it's for.
What's it like to be on stage and connect with your audience and just finally figure out, you know what, I just connected with these guys? How does it feel?
I mean, there's no way to describe it, man. It's just, you're in the zone. It's like, you know, Tiger Woods says when he's, you know, playing golf, you know. He's in the zone. There's nothing else out there. He's just hitting the ball. That's what it's like up on stage. You're connecting with the crowd, you see pockets of energy, you play to that pocket of energy, you work with the crowd. It's you know, it's a feedback mechanism.